there, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. GM Potter here. Welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bookish things. I upload on Thursdays and Tuesdays. And today I have an advanced reader copy, so I'd like to send a big thank you to NetGalley and Random House Publishing Group Ballantine/Bantam for gifting me a copy of this book for free in exchange for my honest review. And that book is Sunburned by Katherine Wood. So let's get into it. So this book is written by the same author who wrote Lady Killer, which I also got an ARC of. I very much enjoyed that book. I thought it was fantastic. Much like that one, I read this in one sitting. Like, I was on a dog sit, I sat down to read it, I got up once to let the dog out, kept my Kindle in my hand with me, walked the dog to the door, sat outside with the dog, kept reading, went back in and kept reading. So essentially one sitting, all in one day, I read this book. And so let's start with the book blurb. St. Barth's has a murder rate of 0, but that's about to change. Utterly delectable and addicting, Sunburned is what happens when Agatha Christie meets a thoroughly modern, sexy sensibility. From Ashley Winstead, USA Today bestselling author of Midnight is the Darkest Hour. So the actual blurb says, when Audrey Collette's ex Tyson calls, threatening to expose the skeletons in her closet unless she helps him figure out who is blackmailing him, she wants nothing more than to refuse. Though their relationship ended over a decade ago, the scars are deep, and since his tech company made him a billionaire, he's become more than a little eccentric and paranoid. But a foot has washed ashore in the Everglades. That's right, an actual human foot encased in an Air Jordan, and Tyson is quick to remind Audrey that it's one whose long-dead owner they both have a connection to, a connection that could prove problematic if it got out. Audrey reluctantly agrees to meet Tyson at his home out on the swanky Caribbean island of St. Barth's to help him figure out who is in his entourage, to extorting him and what they know about the secrets he and Audrey share. Once there, she realizes each person staying at Tyson's lavish estate has a reason to wish him harm. Could the culprit be the gorgeous Belgian wife whose wings he's clipped? The celebrity business partner he's essentially holding hostage? The older brother who's always been in his shadow? Or the sexy French butler who seems to trust more than he should? Audrey has only scratched the surface of what's going on behind closed doors when Tyson's birthday dive turns deadly, and she realizes that one of the 7 people trapped on his yacht with her is not just a blackmailer, but a murderer. If Audrey can't catch the killer in time, she might be the next victim. This book was unputdownable. Like I said, I read the whole thing in one day, basically, practically one sitting, and it was utterly fantastic. This book comes out on July 1st, 2025. It's 352 pages of utter awesomeness and thrillerness, and it'll retail for $30 for the hardback edition. So it starts with a quote from Jean-Paul Sartre, which is, "Man is condemned to be free, condemned because he did not create himself, yet nevertheless at liberty, and from the moment that he is thrown into this world, he is responsible for everything he does." And that quote kind of shapes the book. This book gives Glass Onion, Knives Out meets I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, it gives those kind of vibes, which I did not expect those two things to go together as well as they did. But it's like chocolate and peanut butter, the way Katherine Wood put them together. It's delicious and delectable, and this book kept me guessing because everybody's a suspect. Even our narrator is a suspect, potentially, maybe, because we don't know what she did all those years ago. We don't know how she's connected to the foot. We know she's connected somehow because we have flashbacks. Like, we have chapters in the now with her as the main character, and then we have flashbacks. So we get to see what happened all those years ago with the owner of the foot, because it's been identified, and it's like, oh no, they're going to find out whose foot it is, and people are going to come calling. So this book is in several parts, and at the end of part 1, I just wrote WTF, and at the end of the last chapter, I wrote HFS, which is holy f***ing shit, because this book was bonkers. And I flipped back and I went through my notes because I was taking a lot of notes on those. I tend to take more notes on thrillers than I do on other books because I like to know if I can figure out who it is. And if I can't figure out who it is, I like to double check and make sure that the clues were there. Because if the clues weren't there, that's a problem. That's bad writing. That's lazy writing. That's not good. But this one, all the clues were there. It's buried under miles and miles and miles of red herrings. Even though one of the people who I thought did a thing, I did not realize the motive. I didn't get the motive right, which is a large part of it, because do you have a crime without a motive? Like, and I didn't get the crime right. I got that this person did something bad, but I had the wrong motive and the wrong crime, because there's multiple crimes in this book that we're trying to figure out. And there's multiple motives, and everybody has a motive to do in Tyson. Tyson is not a good dude. Like, he used to be pretty chill until the night that the foot got removed from the body, essentially. And then he stopped being such a good guy. And it's like, well, did he do something? Did he not do something? Did somebody else do something? Like, everybody has a motive. Everybody has a secret. Everybody has something that's going on. And one of the reveals I saw coming a mile away, and I'm like, please don't let this be a big reveal. It's not a big reveal to the audience. Like, it's pretty obvious to the audience, but to the characters, it's a big reveal. And it's like, yeah, I figured that's what was going on based on the timeline of the flashbacks and everything else. I figured that's what was going on. But I loved this book. This book was 5 of 5 stars. It was brilliant. It was so well written. Katherine Wood, author of Lady Killer, did a phenomenal job. As much as I liked Lady Killer, and I really liked Lady Killer, I'll make sure I link that video somewhere, either in the cards up above or in the description down below. I liked Sunburned better. And where I didn't buy a physical copy of Lady Killer for my trophy shelf, I will be buying a physical copy of Sunburned for my trophy shelf, because this is one I'm going to want to reread. And that's pretty big. I'm looking at my trophy shelf now. It's full. I used the Calyx system from IKEA, and some of the books are pushed all the way to the back, and then there's a second stack of books in the front in some sections. So, because I've got my books on writing, and there's 2 layers there, I've got my Lord of the Rings and my Arthurian Legends books, and if I get even one more book, I'm going to have 2 layers there. I have my Sylvia Moreno Garcia's and my spookier books together. I have all of my nonfiction. I have my classics. I have my sewing books and sewing, crochet, embroidery, all of the handicrafts books. I don't know if you can tell from the stuff behind me, but I like to do sewing crafts. Sunburned was utterly brilliant. I absolutely love this book. I can't wait for it to come out. What is a book that you are anticipating that you can't wait to read when it comes out? What is your most anticipated book of the summer? I would love to know. I'm not supposed to be buying books right now, but I am. So let me know in the comments down below, and maybe I'll buy my book. I'll break my book buy to buy your book. So let me know. I'm so glad you're here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.